All right, all right. Hello, everyone, and another human versus orc matchup today, October 23rd. Thanks for tuning in. However you may be watching, however you may be listening, most of you guys, well, everyone except 14 of you guys watching and listening through YouTube. For all you guys out there who do have a free Twitch Prime sub, this is my, well, I guess weekly reminder to use it and support channels. If you want to support mine, that's great. If you want to support another, that's great. Just use it, as it definitely does help out, well, small to medium-sized channels like my own. We see Lin spawning as the yellow orc on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Sock spawning as the blue human on the top right. One thing I will note, apparently, if you guys didn't know, in news of Blizzard and in WarCraft 3, Blizzard has been the merge or the acquisition by Microsoft has been approved, which means that Microsoft now owns WarCraft 3, Blizzard, Activision, and King Games. So Candy Crush, those Candy Crush games, all of the Blizzard portfolio, and Activision, perhaps most well known for Call of Duty, now all under the Microsoft umbrella. We are looking at Farseer getting trained up at the Altar of Storms, Altar of Kings training up an Archmage. So it will be a battle of the brains here. Second thing I wanted to point out was there was another PTR balance patch for WarCraft 3, and well, it has a lot of potential changes, many of which I was not suspecting. I'm going to go over those changes a little bit later. Just I'm curious as to some of the movement speed changes on the heroes. It feels like they're trying to change movement speed on the faster, or they're trying to rebalance out the hero movement speed, removing the speed from, say, the Torrent, or not the Torrent Chief, from the Mountain King. I'd have to look at the individual patch notes. I got a cursory look at it, but noticed that there was one of those particular changes. Claws of Attack +4 picked up by the Archmage, and still a great item to be dropped early on in the game for that Archmage, which actually goes to show you how really powerful Claws of Attack +6 were. Claws of Attack +6 during the early portion of the game was a 25% damage increase for this Archmage and ranged units. So yeah, getting that much additional ranged damage early on, actually quite powerful, as the wolves are still running around the back trying to clean up or go up against these peasants and try and take them down. That was going to be a quick resummoning there. Lin is going to continue to test the waters, opening up things with headhunters, oddly enough, instead of grunts. Archmage still wandering around back and forth here. Perhaps he's going to try and get to level 2. He wants level 2 desperately for that passive brilliance aura and being able to crank out more water elementals. Headhunter is still off over here. It doesn't look like Lin's going to really try and do any creeping, and much better at disruption, at least for now, until he gets more of these headhunters out on the battlefield. All right, turning around, you can see that one footman down to 126 hit points already. Now going to turn back around, perhaps could even take down a water elemental. This water elemental down to 238, just trying to get experience any way they can if anyone makes some sort of a misstep. All right, this Flesh Eater going to take a little bit of damage here. We can see a nice ensnare, but doesn't know that it actually ensnared one of those footmen here, as the Farseer picks up Mantle of Intelligence, getting +3 bonus attack. All right, that's a low hit point footman there, but that footman already reaching to return back, as Sock is in a bit of trouble, getting caught in between, getting caught where his pathway back home is blocked by Lin. All right, Lin going to continue to test the waters here, actually going after this 5-4-4 creep camp. This is rather difficult, but perhaps he has a gauge on what exactly is happening with Sock. We're going to see Scroll of the Beast picked up there. That large or that normally consumable item, Scroll of the Beast, could burst out a bit more damage if he was trying to go for that, and perhaps some sort of timing attack here as this warrior gets taken down, giving level 2 to the Farseer. All right, level 2 Farseer unit's going to go ahead and continue to poke around. We're looking at more headhunters joining in on on the battlefield here. Units trying to retreat back, and this water elemental, well, on the receiving end of more than or half a dozen headhunters and some spirit wolves, quickly takes down the water elemental. All right, Farseer still looking to retreat back. Tech to tier 2 done. Tauren Chieftain adding in, or getting added in addition to a Spirit Lodge and a Bestiary. Farseer does need to retreat back and perhaps get some healing going. The Voodoo Lounge is completed as that tech to tier 2 is done by both sides. Mountain King, first secondary hero to join in on the fight here, as the Archmage still experiencing mana pains early on in the game as it is still stuck at level 1. Alright, and for all you guys who have been saying my volume has been too low, definitely let me know. I tried to up my volume again. I think there may be a little bit of compression actually built into XSplit, which makes it difficult to try and pump my volume. Or maybe YouTube actually compresses my volume overall compared to the game noises as well, because I don't think anyone on Twitch has said my voice is too low, so not quite sure what to make of that there. All right, Tauren Chieftain does pick up a Pendant of Energy, and now does have Stomp as that first ability. So I like this by Lin. I've seen a lot of a lot of Orc players opt to go for Endurance Aura first, but what I really have noticed is that during the early portion of the game, it's really when the Tauren Chieftain has the opportunities to land in more of those stomps here. There's not that many Spellbreakers in the human versus Orc matchup early on. And by having the extra mana early on in the fight, he's able to stomp and then perhaps continue to build that lead. Tauren Chieftain now gets up to level 2. Mountain King now trying to come back across here. Perhaps he's going to try to get in some Thunderclaps as the Mountain King still testing the waters back and forth. Headhunters are still massively out here on the battlefield, and we are staying at Headhunters. No tech to tier 3 for that Berserker upgrade. Tauren Chieftain trying to line things up, perhaps going to try and get a stomp. There is a Scroll of Speed, only to be stopped by a Stormbolt there. Tauren Chieftain trying to get into position here. Perhaps he's going to be able to get to some of these priests in the backline. There's a Chain Lightning, and, well, trying to get a little bit of separation there. There's a stomp, only hitting one Rifleman, as the Headhunters may be forced to turn back around and perhaps try and engage. Militia trying to re-engage on this fight as well, as the Tauren Chieftain, well, cooldown is done. There is another Stormbolt right there, absorbing quite a bit of damage. Where's the stomp? No stomp as of yet, as we see a potion, or I think the Health Stone, being used instead. Mountain King gonna turn back around. There's a Scroll of the Beast. Tauren Chieftain still absorbing far too much damage, and this goes to show you how important armor is on that Tauren Chieftain. That high strength hero has a lot of hit points, but without the armor to make those hit points effective, you can see the Focus Fire just still drains his hit points very, very quickly. Peons now joining to, hoping to expo at this 6 o'clock position. That may be exactly what Lin needs. Farseer now trying to make his way around, but the Farseer is low on mana. Tauren Chieftain still has plenty of mana here, and perhaps considering trying to get to level 3 to increase that radius on that stomp and the duration. All right, Archmage is now making its way down across to the south side here, perhaps trying to stop some of the reinforcements. Mountain King could launch a Stormbolt as Militia are now making their way through. All right, Raiders now perhaps going to try and come across with some ensnares, and we're still looking at the Militia's Priest and Rifle. So this is the Rifle Priest strategy. Archmage, Mountain King in the frontline spot as they're walking through this narrow passageway here, and now able to dive on into this expo. Lin's Expo perhaps going to fall before it really gets up and operational, as the units are still testing the waters here. There's plenty of peons, oddly enough, and, well, this Ice Troll High Priest could easily get taken down. Not quite sure what Lin is doing here, and, well, Sok just needs to find the opportunity to, put pressure onto this Great Hall so he doesn't fall behind economically. All right, peons are now making their way through, able to slip through the crack there. One peasant gets taken down, but both sides just more, they feel like they're trying to not make a mistake here and trying to well, capitalize on their opponent. All right. Archmage and Rifleman with a Priest now being forced to retreat back. Headhunter's going to try and engage here. Tauren Chieftain Illusion going to easily get dissolved. Tauren Chieftain may land down a stomp. This is the perfect opportunity, but he constantly gets stunned. And this has been the problem so far. Lin trying to line up a perfect stomp with that Tauren Chieftain, only to suffer large amounts of focus fire and damage. Archmage gets up to level 3. Mountain King trying to retreat back here. Still has plenty of healing going on as Raiders are, well, trying to perhaps dive in on those sorceresses as well. Kodo Beast want to, well, dot or chomp on a Rifleman if possible. Archmage is still in trouble trying to retreat back. There's a little bit of chain lightning bouncing across multiple places as the Kodo Beasts are providing a bit of cover. A bash there by the Mountain King, and suddenly it is 2 heroes versus none. Sok is in a great, Sok is in a great spot here as he's going to go ahead and, well, Stormbolt down a Kodo Beast, opening up the belly and getting that Rifleman back. 2-1 upgrades for Sok, and this Expo now, more peons or more peasants could get taken out here as Sok trying to, well, make Lin pay. All right, Expo easily going to get shut down here, and this has been a big victory for Sok, taking down all of the heroes and now at least halting mining temporarily as the Mountain King could go after these peons again. Another peon trying to show up, quickly going to get taken out, and, well, more repairs are getting underway here. All right, Headhunters, however, are still out here on the battlefield. They're still able to do a little bit of poking. We saw some Resurrection Clarity Potion. Tauren Chieftain getting resurrected. Farseer now getting resurrected here as this Expo could easily get finished up here in just a moment. Tauren Chieftain is going to try and line up a stomp. Headhunter trying to poke. Tauren Chieftain wanting to perhaps get down a stomp here. There's a lightning shield. There's a stomp. There's some damage over time as the Archmage tries to finish off the Town Hall or the Great Hall before the Scroll of Town Portal whisks them all back. Peons a little bit late there to try and get the repairs, and that split-second difference all it took. 50 supply compared to 48. Sok and Lin now both operating on one base. As we're looking at the Archmage and the Mountain King back out here on the battlefield again, ready to launch another attack. We can see 3 priests, 1 sorceress, well, a handful of riflemen, and this is the opportunity that Sok needs. Perhaps trying to clear out some of these difficult creep camps with these upgraded riflemen, focusing them down quickly, and getting level 4 on the Archmage and Mountain King. Meanwhile, it looks like the Tauren Chieftain trying to do the same exact thing, going to try and clear out this 544 Ogre Magi creep camp. Should be easy to do, and both sides actually creeping relatively close to each other without the other knowing. Tauren Chieftain now spots the Mountain King. Mountain King, are we going to see a Stormbolt? Stormbolt onto that Tauren Chieftain right there. The Tauren Chieftain does have 1 mana stealing. We see a Purge go down onto the Water Elemental here as the units are still retreating back. There goes a quick ensnare. Stormbolt going to finish off a Shaman. Rifleman shoots him in the back while stunned or in a net. Not quite sure which one it was. 56 supply compared to 50. Sok purposely staying in no upkeep. Well, finally breaks into low upkeep there. A couple of things to note. There's only 3 workers on lumber right now, as, well, Lin does not have reinforced defenses. The burrows could easily get focused down. Tauren Chieftain could now be in trouble. Are we going to see a potion of healing in time? We are, followed by a stomp. I think the stomp was going to be more important there, as it gave him the opportunity to try and retreat away. All right, couple of quick heals, tactical retreat back out, and Archmage teleports all the way back home. Tauren Chieftain with that stomp there. Are we going to get the reinforced defenses? Those Orc burrows could end up supply blocking Lin if he is not careful, especially since it is an army of riflemen out here on the battlefield. Farseer, is he going to get Stormbolted? He could get Stormbolted, yeah, and now he is in a tough spot. Are we going to see him buy a potion of invulnerability? Yes, he is. Doesn't want to try to run all the way back home. 56 over 61 supply. All right, Kodo Beast. Well, revealing that location because of the rifleman in the belly. And, well, back up here as the Mountain King gets some more invisibility actions for some of those surprise tactics. Priests in the back getting ensnared and shut down. And without the supporting cast there, well, perhaps the Tauren Chieftain can get enough damage. Once more, in comes Blizzard to try and rain down on all of these headhunters. Tauren Chieftain may actually want to stand next to the Archmage now to try and stop any of those tactics, as we are looking at more and more priests getting taken down. All right, more ensnares, and this is what the Orc army does best. If you're trying to run away from an Orc army with Raiders, good luck, as slowly but surely units are going to end up getting picked off. There goes another rifleman there. 49 supply compared to 43 as another rifleman gets taken down. Archmage tries to throw down a Blizzard, but, well, the Orc army just going to use their high hit points, run right through it, and perhaps try and get a surround on that Archmage anyways. Raider in a little bit of trouble. He could get shot down by those riflemen pretty quickly. He gets taken down there. 40 supply compared to 46, and it's going back the other way as Lin gets in a nice stomp across multiple units. There's a scroll of healing to try and keep some of those units alive. Another Blizzard now raining down. Those low hit point headhunters cannot stick around against that level 2, soon to be level 3 Blizzard, unless they are extremely careful. All right, Tauren Chieftain still doesn't have enough mana here. Mountain King trying to test the waters. The Berserkers are headhunters are trying to get up in front onto the priest and poke them down again. And both sides are just taking heavy losses, as a rifleman able to escape away at 22 hit points because of the help of a priest. Yes, there's a shot there. Farseer now down to 300 hit points. He's going to try and retreat away. Tauren Chieftain now tries to make its way back over. Are we going to see enough damage added onto that Mountain King down to 165 as a priest gets taken down again? Massive number of Orc units could get taken down here if the Archmage gets in enough Blizzard. Level 5 now on the Mountain King. Farseer falls at 4, Mountain King falls at 5, Archmage gets up to level 5 and has access to level 3 Blizzard. Both sides' armies are relatively the same size here, and once more AoE damage from the Archmage causing problems. It does not feel like Lin has been using those Raiders well to stop that Blizzard channeling. The more Blizzard channeling you stop, the better. And remember, this is only a level 1 Blizzard. It's not I thought he retrained. He just actually split the skill. So that's only level 1 Blizzard. And so it shouldn't have really done that much damage. Ensnare going down onto that priest, but the priest is too far back. Not going to be easy pickings. Farseer sitting at level 4. Perhaps going to get taken down and given level 5 to that Farseer here. Level 5 Farseer opting to go for... Well, we don't know what that level 3 Shadow Wolves or level 3 Wolves to perhaps try and surprise those riflemen with, well, critical strike damage from stealth. All right, we're looking at Wolves trying to retreat back again and again. Tauren Chieftain, Farseer looking to engage here. And here we are. There goes a couple of ensnares again. Raider is going to go ahead and dive in after the rifleman. There's a massive stomp against all of these units here, and the duration of the stomp, perhaps what is most important, as the riflemen were just taken out of the fight for so long. A lot of damage mitigation done. 33 supply compared to 36. Still anyone's game at this point in the stage. The Mountain King popping out onto the battlefield would have been a big turnaround, as the Mountain King could have trained up level 3 Stormbolt in time and then thrown the Stormbolt and taken down one, if not both, of those heroes before they were able to retreat back out. Yeah, bloodbaths in this human versus orc matchup here on Northern Isle. Both sides now still operating on one base, with the main gold mines down to about 4 minutes of mining or less. How are things gonna follow up here? We can see a couple of Shadow Wolves trying to pick off units. No easy way to reveal them, and with that, that does end up causing a bit of problems here. Low hit point Wolf trying to fall back. I think that was the Dispel magic, but didn't quite know where exactly that Shadow Wolf was at all. Farseer sitting at level 5. Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 5. We're ready to move out once more. Archmage, Mountain King, getting ready to go back to the top right corner. Both sides wanting to make sure that they don't make any critical mistakes. And somehow Sok has not really been able to rebuild back up into a decent supply. Currently sitting at 40, but that's still training up some more units back at home, I thought. Yeah, training up another Priest Spellbreaker, and this could be a problem. Tauren Chieftain comes in with, I believe, a giant stomp. Tauren Chieftain now stunned himself, as the Tauren Chieftain could be in trouble. There's another long duration stomp there. A Farseer doesn't have enough mana to do another Chain Lightning, as the Tauren Chieftain still trying to test the waters here. There's another Stormbolt here, down to 340 hit points. He could have a very, very bad day, as the Militia are chasing after all of these units. Kodo Beast not actually chomping on anything. That's a little bit of a surprise, as the Tauren Chieftain is going to get healed back up through healing salves. 22 supply compared to 44. Archmage and Mountain King pretty much the only units alive and left for Sok. 17 supply army going up against 36. It seems like Lin has just been able to rebuild his army time and time again, while Sok has always just fallen a little bit short. Gold mine, 90 seconds of mining left compared to 150, so 2.5 minutes versus 1.5 still. As Lin is still rebuilding, retraining his units while being able to buy items from the shop and use them effectively in battle. All right, what is this? There goes another wolf there. Priest are now trying to retreat back. Priest, I believe, have adept training. There goes another unit. Mountain King picks up a Circlet of Nobility, or was that a Pair Up to Vitality? Talisman of Evasion, couldn't quite tell. Units still retreating back again. 31 supply compared to 47. Archmage with level 2 Water Elementals and level 1 Blizzard. All right. Last of these sorcerers will get taken down. Easily finished off here, just getting a little bit of gold. That is it. Mountain King gonna do the same exact thing, going after this trapper. Can't get experience here. There is, I believe, one rifleman, so two riflemen. So the 2-2 upgrades, oh, 3. So a 2-2 upgrades making a little bit of a difference here, but still Sok's army is just significantly smaller. However, Blizzard could rain down and just rack up a lot of damage on these headhunters. I repeat, headhunters still. We are still at Stronghold, not up to Fortress. So those headhunters only have 350 hit points. So one Thunderclap coupled with a couple rounds of even level 1 Blizzard could cause problems. No Thunderclap anymore. Has been retrained at Stormbolt and a Bash to try and snipe down individual units. Am I thinking about the previous game? Has it always been Bash? I think it might have always been Bash. My bad. Coming to test the waters. Tauren Chieftain is invisible, trying to run across in here. Are we going to see a couple of ensnares there? There's an ensnare. There's a stomp. Back 5 units are going to be in trouble. Purge, Chain Lightning whacking up here. And the illusion was a beautiful, beautiful trick right there. A perfect illusion on that Tauren Chieftain, so that this invisible Tauren Chieftain would be that much more of a surprise. When you don't see the Tauren Chieftain, you might think that there's an invisible Tauren Chieftain, but when you do see one, well, all eyes are on him, only to see this Tauren Chieftain pop up out of nowhere and land that stomp. All right, Lightning Shield onto that Tauren Chieftain here. Militia able to finish off that low hit point Raider, but off to the side here, 35 supply compared to 26. It looks as though the Tauren Chieftain, seeing that level 6, gets in a stomp onto the Mountain King. Mountain King could be in a lot of trouble. Lightning Shield, there's invisibility, as the Mountain King able to retreat back again. Purge on to the Sorceress. Sorceress now taken down, as the Tauren Chieftain now trying to chase after all of these units again. Farseer does have level 3 Chain Lightning. Is he going to try and bounce things around? Does bounce things around. There's a stomp. Mountain King is stunned. And, well, that is enough. Lin takes the game with the dual level 6 heroes at the end. That Wand of Illusion on the Tauren Chieftain coupled with the invisibility, perhaps a big enough surprise to Sok to, well, take the game the rest of the way. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.